Revenge films.
My name is Amy. I live with my husband Kenneth and our daughter Fiona. Our eldest daughter, Claire, passed away from an illness when she was young, so we've raised our younger daughter, now our only child, with extra care. Maybe I've spoiled her a bit too much. I felt this way when we sat down as a family to discuss our daughter's plans after high school graduation. After dinner, as the three of us talked, my daughter made her position clear. I'm going to college in the city. I understand how you feel, sweetie, but you see, the cost would be... I tried to object. Why don't you just get a part-time job, Mom, instead of only doing farm work and housework? We run a farm out here in the countryside. My husband does most of the work, but I help out quite a bit too. It's non-stop work. My daughter has decent grades in school. Using studying as an excuse, she's never helped out with the farm work at all. Besides, I hate being stuck in the middle of nowhere like this. This may be the countryside, but there are colleges you could commute to from home, you know. Were you even listening? I want to go to college in the city, not some college in this backwater. But that's going to be difficult, so... You're both just high school grads, so you don't understand how important education is. My husband, who had been silent, spoke up.
But realistically, living in the city means paying for more than just tuition, right? I don't think we can afford to support you throughout the 4 years.
With my husband joining the conversation, my daughter seemed to realize she was losing ground. Her aggressive attitude suddenly shifted and she put on a sad smile. Man, if my big sister were still alive, I bet she would have convinced you two for me. She might have even helped me out financially. Both my husband and I find it painful when our deceased eldest daughter is brought up. My daughter knows this and brings up her older sister at strategic moments. That discussion ended there for the day. After several more talks, we eventually agreed to let her go to college in the city. You promised to find a part-time job and gradually start earning your own living expenses, remember? We're sending you $2,000 a month with that agreement, all right? When I reminded her firmly, my daughter, who'd been excited, answered irritably. Don't act so high and mighty over a measly $2,000 allowance. Do you have any idea what things cost in the city? Sending only $2,000 is pathetic. You're such useless parents. Sorry for being such useless parents. I vowed that someday I would cut off her allowance completely. The $2,000 monthly allowance included rent. That said, we paid for tuition and appliances separately. We'd been saving for our daughter for nearly 20 years. Still, it was such a large sum that I felt anxious, so I decided to take on a part-time job. As she left her hometown, my daughter said, Once I get used to city life and college, I'll definitely get a job. Just don't forget the $2,000 every month. You remember to look for that job too, okay? Yeah, I know. So just make sure you send the $2,000 every month. My daughter left without worrying about the parents she was leaving behind, only talking about money. Honestly, $2,000 a month might be too much. But I understood my husband worrying about what if something happens to our only daughter. The memory of losing our eldest daughter when she was young is painful for both of us. But for our younger daughter, it happened before she was old enough to remember, so she doesn't seem to have any memory of it. During arguments, she constantly brings up her deceased sister to get her way. That's how we ended up agreeing to the $2,000 monthly allowance this time, too. Still, it's only for a few months, right? My daughter promised she'd get a job once she got used to city life and college. In a few months, she should be adjusted to both city living and college life. I decided to work hard at both the farm work and my part-time job, thinking it was only for a few months. A few months later, it should be about time to reduce the allowance. Just as I was thinking this, I got a call from my daughter. Her voice was cheerful. She seemed to be enjoying college life. Hey, Mom, can you increase my allowance? I couldn't believe my ears. What? I said my allowance! My allowance! A measly $2,000 isn't nearly enough. Excuse me? You made a clear promise before you left for the city, didn't you? That you'd reduce the allowance, that you'd find a job. Were you even listening to me? I already told you, don't act so high and mighty over a measly $2,000 allowance. You don't know anything about how expensive the city is. I already thought that $2,000 was way too much to begin with. You're seriously such useless parents. Are you even working? If you're working, you should have more money to spare, shouldn't you? This is why high school grads don't get it. College life is incredibly busy. There's orientation parties, club activities, plus I go on trips too. Well, you're just playing around. Well, of course I'm studying too. Building connections is what college is all about. I guess high school grads wouldn't understand though. It's true that I only graduated high school and have only lived in the countryside, but there's one thing I do understand. You broke your promise to get a job. The $2,000 allowance was sent based on the condition that you'd get a job and gradually reduce how much we sent. I never said I absolutely wouldn't work. I'm still looking. Do you realize how many months it's been? You should be used to city life by now. Well, there are no jobs available. Of course there are. I know perfectly well that the city has more job openings and higher wages than the countryside. Whatever, I'm not talking to you anymore. My daughter hung up on me. Given her personality, I thought she'd keep calling me until she got what she wanted. But several days passed with no call from my daughter. As I spent those days feeling suspicious, a mom friend called out to me on the street. "Oh, your family must be doing well financially. I'm so jealous." I couldn't believe my ears. My husband and I live modestly. My husband recently even gave up his only pleasure of having evening drinks. What do you mean by doing well financially? When I asked, my mom friend showed me my daughter's social media account. She started using social media after moving to the city? I was shocked by what I saw. She was out clubbing with friends almost every night. Plus, my daughter had dyed her hair to a flashy color. She'd bought designer bags and accessories worth hundreds of dollars, and she even has a boyfriend. He looked like a player, but he was good looking, about 3 years older than my daughter, I guessed. I'd been too busy with farm work, housework, and my part-time job to check social media. I hadn't noticed over the phone, but her hair color and clothes made her look like a completely different person. The flashy, revealing outfits were types she'd never worn while living in the countryside. It was clear she was barely attending classes, not working at all, and just lazily partying all the time. I confronted my husband. My daughter had told him, if I don't have designer bags and things, I'll get bullied at college. So he'd been giving her almost all of his spending money. That's why he didn't have money for alcohol and stopped his evening drinks. My daughter had even said, I might commit suicide from the bullying. After my big sister, I might die too. That's practically blackmail. My husband loves both of his daughters. He still loves the daughter who passed away. Enraged that she was trampling on that love, I decided to fight back. I called my daughter. I saw what you've been up to on social media, and that you've been getting extra money from your father behind my back. Oh yeah? But that's none of your business, is it? You're right. You're an adult now who can take care of yourself, so I'm cutting off your allowance. Cutting it off? Not just reducing it? For the first time, my daughter's voice sounded panicked. Wait a minute, I'll starve to death! I'll still pay for tuition and rent, but you'll have to earn your own food and entertainment money. I hung up. My daughter came home during summer break, and she apologized. Apparently, after earning money herself, she finally understood how hard it is to make $2,000 a month. I'm truly sorry. I caused trouble for you, Dad, and even my big sister. After visiting the grave, my daughter apologized again. It was harsh treatment, but my daughter seems to have learned her lesson. In the end, my daughter couldn't earn enough for living expenses and dropped out of college, so her final education credential is a high school diploma.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.